Now, a scheme to tackle homelessness and debt has been extended to include Newham. The Money House project sees 16 to 25-year-olds who've been in care or live in sheltered housing spend a week learning how to manage their finances. It is run by the education charity MyBnk, which is currently marking Financial Capability Week. Nick Smith-Patel is from the organisation and Donna Jordan has been on the course. Good to see you both. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Nick, how does it work? It sounds like you spend time in a real flat and work your way through the very basics.
Yeah, so we use two flat bases, one in Greenwich, one in Newham, and we have tried to fit the flats out to be more like real-life flats. So you can do things like read your meter, you can do things like check how much your oven is affecting your meter reading. So the idea is it's a real flat using real skills that you would use when you get your own place.
Yeah.
And we take the young people through a course of 5 days worth of material, ranging all the way from benefit entitlements all the way through to how to pay your rent, how to pay your bills, all the way again to things like financial products, so mortgages and that kind of stuff. Essentially, we want to give the young people a firm base to move into their own place, to not lose their place in the first year. And for example, one of the big groups we work with is care leavers, and we know that care leavers, 1 in 3 will probably lose their home in the first 2 years.
So that's an astounding statistic. Why is that?
Well, there's a number of factors, and one of the factors we think is that the education around the stuff, not just for care leavers, but for young people in general, isn't as strong as it could be. A lot of the time, this work is left to key workers who don't have the time, sometimes, or the specialist training to give the real in-depth information you need to be successful with your finances. And that's kind of the gap we're filling, essentially, is we're trying to give that provision before people make the mistakes, not once they've made the mistake and they're trying to fight it afterwards.
Prevention rather than cure.
Exactly.
Donna, explain your situation. What was it like before you did the course?
Well, I got into debt quite badly because I didn't know where I was spending my money, didn't know how to budget properly. It got to the point where I almost got evicted from my flat, like literally a week ago. And luckily I went to my dad as well as this course, and my dad helped me as well as this, mainly because the course helped me, just to understand the how to go about settling bills and obviously contacting people. And because I've got autism, I struggle to be on phones, and it's quite a big impact. I'm very anxious on the phone with someone, so I don't know what to say. So it helps me basically settle me down and what to say to the person, and just how to deal with things as financial reasons like budgeting and stuff like that. It just helped me with just everything, really.
I mean, a lot of it can be really quite complicated jargon and information when you're looking at forms and trying to fill things in. Did this course help you work out those processes?
Yeah, massively. I'm now in a situation where I've got a 2-year plan where I could be debt-free in 2 years, and that's bloody brilliant. Like, it's like a massive deal. Like, it's all I could ask for, especially now I've recently had a son as well, so that helps. I need to support him, and that's shown that I can get on with it. And I had to go through a support worker to get this help, and I think it needs to be brought out into schools, to be honest. When you leave school, you need that extra help, because some people don't have the thing where they get to stay at home with their parents. I wasn't really kicked out, but we had an argument, and a lot of arguments in my household. So I moved when I was 17, and I didn't know anything. I literally got chucked in the deep end, and I didn't know anything about budgeting, how to split where my money was going. Didn't know how to keep track of it, and it was just a lot.
Difficult time. Nick, give us a sense of how people can be involved in this, because obviously it's now been extended to Newham. You've got the flat in Greenwich as well.
That's right.
If there are young people 16 to 25 who think, I need this, what do they do?
Certainly they can self-refer themselves onto the course. They don't need to be referred like Donna was. So you can email the moneyhouse at mybank.org, and you can get a form sent out that way. It's also available on our website. And what we would say to anyone who's working with young people, if you are working with young people who are at risk of homelessness, who need to know this stuff, who are about to move into their first property, get in contact with us.
Yeah,
we
it's
have
highly
spaces.
recommended. Yeah.
We have spaces on the course, and it's great for me to say that it's a great course, but Donna is the living embodiment of why we do the work.
I've got a 2-year plan now. I could be debt-free, and it's the best thing I've ever done, to be honest. I wish I'd done it ages ago, otherwise I'd be a lot less in debt, but
You're making the right steps and going in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you would like to roll it out across capital eventually.
Hopefully,
not just those 2 areas.
Yeah, so we want to move it out. We have actually other pilots have been run in Derby and in Ipswich based on the model, and they work. So we know it's not just an urban thing. We know it's not just a London thing. There is a need for this work across the country and across London. So if there's anyone out there that can help us with that mission, please get in contact with us. But certainly, even if it's just for a bit of information or to come on the course, more than welcome to get hold of us.
Nick, Donna, really good to get your thoughts this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Nick there from from MyBnk. If you go to that website, you will be able to find out details of that course. It is called the Money House, and as you heard there, there are spaces available.